conceptual succumb.
Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having a great start to your week. Hope that you had a good time of rest and recovery or work or whatever it is you did over the weekend. And I'm going to get right into Monday morning motivation. And I hope that I can give you something that you can use. My goal is more than just to charge people up emotionally. My goal is to get people to think. My goal is to equip people with different principles, different approaches, different practices, different ideas to recharge and develop their confidence, to help them develop the ability to reconstruct their self-image, because those are the things that are going to determine how successful you are. You can be emotionally charged, but not have the tools for with which to accomplish the thing you want, and you will simply frustrate your efforts. So I'm hoping that the things that I give to you are things that you can take and you can use and you can move forward with. Today, I want to talk to you about the challenge, overcoming the struggle. There are those who present things and ideas in a way that would suggest or imply that there is this magic potion that you can obtain. And in some way, by obtaining this magic potion, you can circumvent the vicissitudes and challenges of life, that you can move through life and you can get around the hurt, the pain, the disappointment, the frustration, the setbacks, the betrayal, and so many other things that you simply are going to face in life. Here's the truth: you're not going to get past or around the challenges of life. This isn't about getting around. The phenomenal people in this world are not phenomenal because they are able to get around the challenge. They're not phenomenal because they've learned how to beat the system. They're not phenomenal because they have a life of ease and everything happens for them and falls into place for them. They are phenomenal because of the way that they meet the challenges that come their way, the way that they effectively respond to the adversity, respond to the challenges, respond to the setbacks. See, there are going to be setbacks. There are going to be challenges. There's going to be delay. I tell people all the time, delay does not mean denial. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that almost anything that I've done or succeeded at that is worth merit, or that has merit, or that had reward, that was probably a point in time where I experienced delay. It didn't happen when I thought it should. It wasn't happening fast enough. And what happened is it became, if I would have allowed it, it would have become frustrating. But what I understood is if I plant the seed, if I cultivate the seed, if I work the ground and I work the soil and I defend it against anything that's trying to choke the life out of it, the weeds, the pests, the bugs, all the things that are come along, those negative people, the naysayers, the haters, the people that are going to tell you why you can't do it, why you shouldn't do it. Oh my God, people who try that fail all the time. The thing is, if you are committed to going the distance, now, this is the challenge now. I want you to pay attention. The challenge is going the distance. There are a bunch of people who have dreams. There are a bunch of people who want to be successful in life. There are a bunch of people who want to be their own business owners. There are a bunch of people who talk about this all the time, but there are very few who are actually doing it. And the simple and most prevalent reason why is 90% of these dreamers, 90% of the people who aspire to live life differently, to do things differently, to leave that job and start their own company, or to find a company that they're passionate for working with, and all these different things. The biggest thing, 90% of them balk at the challenge. 90% of them balk at the struggle, at the adversity, at the difficulty. The moment that it starts to get hard, they quit. When I talk to people, one of the first responses people get when I'm talking about what it takes to be successful is they'll say, What Dr. Wallace, you have 7 degrees. Dr. Wallace, you have uh, written X amount of books. But what you don't understand is I didn't have 7 degrees when I started. I hadn't written 25 books when I started. I hadn't started as many companies as I had when I started. I was starting from ground zero, coming out of an impoverished environment, coming from a family where there had been a glass ceiling for generations. And I decided that I wasn't going to abide under the glass ceiling. Now, what I also understood is because I found out early that if I wanted to succeed, I needed to surround myself with people who were successful. I found out that I could have my friends, but if my friends weren't going where I was going and my friends weren't living how I wanted to live, that they had to take a back seat and I had to fill their spaces with people who were winning. Why? Because you're going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. That's the reality. And if you're spending the people you spend the most time around or where you are right now or worse, you are not going to get too far from that because that's just the natural way the world and the universe works. That's why in the Bible, Paul says, do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. What happened is you're around people that are going to tend to behave like them, think like them, move like them. They're going to impact how you feel about the world. They're going to impact your expectations for life because if all you hear is we can't do that. You can't do that, man. Ain't nobody really doing that, man. I don't believe that dude really did that. All the stuff that they're going to say because they are trapped into a mindset that is not conducive for success is going to have an impact on your thinking. You got to get around people who are actually thinking like, I can be better, I can do better, nothing's going to stop me. Hey, Alita, okay, send me a friend request. I think I'm full, but I'll find a way to make it happen. Um, thanks for checking in. Look, listen, it's immensely important that you understand this. The people you put yourself around are going to have a massive impact on your success. So there are 2 things you got to do. Number one is you got to be willing to take on the challenge because you're not going to get to a higher level without there being a challenge. You're not going to get to a high level without there being difficulty. You're not going to get to a high level without having to go through some hard moments. This isn't about a life of ease. This is about making sure that you don't quit, being willing to go the distance. So you got to push through. You can't fold. 90% of dreamers, 90% of people who want a better life don't get there because they quit. Not because of what I tell people all the time that you got this, you got this. I didn't have it when I started. I got all this because one thing, I'm relentless. I don't quit. I don't get caught up in where I'm not at or what I can't do at the moment. All I know is I said I was going to do this, and 1 or 2 things are going to happen. I'm either going to do it or I'm going to die trying. There is no quit. There's no going around. There's no plan B. It's none of that bull crap with me. It's real simple. I said I was going to do it. I'm going to either do it or I'm going to die trying. I don't care how long it takes. And that's another thing. We live in a society where everything is microwaved. In other words, everything has to happen quick. If it doesn't happen quick, you give in. If it doesn't happen quick, you fold. If it doesn't happen in the time frame, you start to fold. And then the people around you start to say, well, maybe it wasn't for you. You've been trying it for this long, and maybe it's just not going to happen. And let me tell you something. If you plant the seeds, you turn and cultivate the soil, and you work it, the universe, God, life has already promised that what you plant and cultivate and protect will bear fruit. There will be a harvest. The thing is, most people don't understand the principle of gestation. That when you plant something, there's a gestation period. And depending on what you plant, the gestation period may be longer than other situations. And the soil in which you plant it will have a influence. So you're trying to look at what somebody else did and how fast it happened for them, and you don't know when they actually planted it. You just know when you heard about it. You don't know how long they were working on it. You don't know what they went through, but you plant. But here's another thing. They may have planted it in different soil. They may have planted it where everyone around them was cheering them on. They may have planted it in an environment where everybody was saying, if you need me, call me. They may have planted it in a place where everything around them was positive and it was a force. That sped up the gestation process. If you're planting in a place where everybody's negative, if you're planting in a place where people are literally hoping and wishing for your demise and your failure, you are working against the grain. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but it does mean it's going to be a longer gestation period because the soil isn't as fertile. You're going to find that in many times, the very people you're doing it for are the ones hoping you will fail. One of the most painful things you'll have to go through is realizing the people that you're fighting for, to show that it's possible, to show that to do something good for them, are the people that are looking at you and thinking that you think you're better than them, and for that they're hoping that you fail. And in all of that, they're bringing their negative energy into your space, and they're clogging up the momentum and the movement of what you're trying to do. It's so important to choose your circle wisely. So, first of all, you got to be willing to go the distance. You can't have anything. You got to ask yourself, when you sit down and decide that you're going to do something, you got to ask yourself a simple question. It's the same thing I do with everything I start, with the 40 plus companies, with the 20 something books, with the degrees, with all the projects that I have on the table now. Some of you are a part of it. Some of you are working with me. But you understand, with all that stuff I have going on, with running Odyssey Media and Publishing, and dealing with new authors and getting them done and getting them published, with getting my own books published, with Master Fitness 21, with the Visionetics Institute, and helping people deal with growth and process, and all the things that I'm doing in simultaneous. The one thing I can tell you is this, that I am 100% committed, but it started with a question. Is there anything that can come along that will make me quit on this? And truth enough is, there are things that I'm simply not going to be committed enough to go the distance on. So I don't start them. I don't start something that I can look down the line and say, man, if that happens, I'm out. If this happens, I'm out. I'm done. I'm quit. If that happens, I'm folding. I'm not going through that. So I sit up and say, no, if I can't give my all, if I can't be all in on it, then it's not something I need to be involved in. I'm going to give everything to the things that I'm willing to go all out on. So I never have to sit up and go through these moments of, man, should I quit? Oh, I have moments that there's a part of me going, man, this is some bull crap. Let it go. But there's something in me that won't quit. I tell people all the time, my one word isn't intellect. My one word isn't smart. My one word isn't any of the other things that people tend to define me as. My one word is relentless. There are several times in my life that I've been knocked flat on my back. And I'm in front of you now because the last time I got knocked on my back, I didn't accept that as the final answer. I didn't accept being flat on my back as this is it. You failed. It's over. Life is finally won. No, if I'm still breathing, I'm still in the fight. You don't quit. You don't fold. People are going to talk about you. People are going to laugh at you. People are going to tell you you're crazy. People are going to sit back and literally hope you fail because they can't see themselves going where you're going, and envy kicks in. You're going to have some people, watch the people around you. You're talking about going somewhere higher, and they're figuring out how they can cause you to stumble. Or they become a person that's moving against you to slow you down. Those people don't belong in your circle. You need to find people. You need to set your life on fire about something you really want to do. It's something you just look at and say, man, if I could just do this, my life is going to be so much better. You got to find that thing, set your life on fire with a passion behind that thing. Then you find people to fan your flames. Anybody that understands fire understands that fire needs oxygen. Fire needs of someone to fan it. Like in the old days before you had gas and all that, you set a flame. What you wanted? You wanted to create a draft. And sometimes the draft wasn't bad. You sit there and you fan the flames and get enough oxygen on it so the flames pick up and it becomes harder and bigger. That's what you need. You need people who are going to fan your flames. How do people fan your flames? They tell you, hey, I believe in you. They tell you, hey, you did great today. Hey, they tell you, hey, today was a tough day, but you'll do better tomorrow. They'll come in. They'll hold you accountable. They're not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you, hey, you didn't do what you should have done today. You cut it short today. You quit today. We're not gonna do that. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna fan your flames. They're gonna see something in you. Sometimes you can't even see or feel yourself. They're gonna be. Those are the people you need in your circle. People will tell you your dream is possible. Your dream is beautiful. They tell you how beautiful you are. They tell you how powerful you are. They tell you they see the things in you that many of the others in this world don't see. You don't need everybody to see it, but the people you have around you, they need to see it. What am I? You've got to find someone to fan your flames, the people in your circle, and you've got to be willing to go the distance. It's not about circumventing them. It's not about circumventing the struggle. It's about overcoming it. I hope that I mean, you've got to systematically build a new circle. If you've got people in that circle that aren't working, you got to get rid of that. On that note, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Look, one of the things that I've done to help people that I'm working with build a circle and be in a positive environment is I created the Epic Realm community of high achievers. What that is, it's a community that I established. It's a membership, an annual membership. You come in here, everybody in here is striving to do something better. There are rules of positive engagement. We're not tearing anybody down. We're not laughing at anybody. We're not calling anybody stupid. There are breakout rooms for mental health, breakout rooms for people who want to learn business, breakout rooms for people who are struggling in their relationships. We're talking about being whole. We're talking about being positive. We're talking about lifting. This is the thing. We have literally industry experts in different places that are going to answer your questions. We have a Q&A session, a collective universal Q&A session once a week. We also have ongoing conversations throughout the day, each day. This is a place that you can come bring your vision, bring your dream, bring your hopes, bring your aspiration, bring your concerns, bring your fears, but bring a desire to win. And you're going to be surrounded by people who are going in the direction you're going, are headed, or already have been there and can tell you what to look out for, what not to do, and how to get there. And there's some other benefits in there. They're listed in the description box. But if you want to be a part of this community, and this is a great way to start building your circle because there are going to be people in there you click with. And that's another reason I created it to be a national network or an international network because we actually have members that are in the UK, members that are in South Africa, and we're hoping to expand it beyond that to the Caribbean and some other places. But what you're going to have is this huge network, but you're also going to find people that think like you, are headed where you're headed, or been where you're headed, and you're going to click and you're going to start to build circles. It may not be somebody you can go see daily, but it's somebody you can talk to daily. It's somebody that you can, and then the beautiful thing is you may even find your confidant, that person that you can share with on an intimate level about what's going on, and they know what to say. That's the beautiful thing about building your circle. You put people in it that are going to pour into you, and in turn you give of yourself, and you create this reciprocal process that allows you to expand and grow. That is so important. I love the work I do with individuals. It's where I hang my hat. That's my glory field where I'm working one-on-one with people and helping get the, but I understand not everybody can afford to work with me, and that's fine. But what I wanted to do was create a place where anybody who wanted to do something better with their lives can have an environment where they're not constantly being torn down and running into so much negative because the world is full of things that are not right. You need a space where you can come and feel safe. You need a space where you can come and exhale. You need a space where you can come with a high expectation of being able to do something greater and different and having the mechanisms and means in place. This is that place. Look, I'm going to even sweeten the pot just to get you in so you can see how this group works because we're excited what we're doing. It is growing every day, and I've brought in a couple of new admins and experts. I'm bringing in some more this week. But the thing is, I'm going to sweeten the pot. Anybody who signs up today not only gets in and gets all the benefits that are there, but you're also going to get a free rapid change breakthrough session with me. And I've been doing this. So I'm saying today because I'm not promising I'll be doing it tomorrow, but I may do it tomorrow. But I guarantee you I'm doing it today. And so if you want to be a part of it, sign up, become a member. You'll receive your welcome email and tell you how to get to the different spaces where we're operating because we're operating on Facebook, we're operating through Zoom, through Google Meets. We're creating a space offsite to get through. We're communicating through email. We're setting up rooms where we can sit up and talk and have. But everything is private. Nobody who's not a member is invited or allowed in. And this is because we want to make sure we keep that positive environment, where people ain't jumping up just in there because they got something they're trying to get you to do. None of that stuff. This is about coming in and being around people who want to grow and help people grow. So if you get now, the beautiful thing is about the rapid change breakthrough session. Just that alone is 3 times plus the value of the membership, and you're getting that to start off. So look, join. This is going to be a year you will never forget. I'm telling you, 2022 has so much potential. Everybody's afraid of what's happening. I'm excited about what's happening because I'm not a person that's fearful of the volatility because I'm built for it. And the thing is, you're built for it. You just don't know it. So I want to put you in a space where you start to understand just how much you have inside of you that allows a leader. If you look into the description box of the video, there is going to be some wording that kind of breaks down what I just talked about, but at the bottom is going to show you about the Epic Ram community of high achievers. You just go to click that link. It's going to take you to a secure site where you can sign up for your membership. And then after you sign up, you're going to receive a welcome email, and we're going to walk you through everything that you need to do. All right. On that note, I'm going to get out here. As I always say, it's one thing. I'm having a moment, and I have these, and I just happen to be having this moment while I'm live, and I'm not. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I was flat on my back just 12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago, after experiencing unbelievable, unparalleled success, living life like in a way that was like my wildest dream. I found myself on my back. All I had was my confidence in myself and God. And my words to God was, I don't expect you to take me out of this situation because I know I'm here to gain strength, to gain knowledge, to become better prepared to do what it is I'm supposed to be doing. So the only thing that I need from you is not to let me die while I'm working out of it. My prayer to God was, don't let me die. Wake me up every morning and I will answer the bell. And in answering the bell, I'm coming out because I'm built for it. That was my prayer. And I look up now, and I had lost all the businesses that I had started before that point. I had gotten to a very bad place. Now I've got 7 businesses on deck. Not even to think about all the stuff. I own my own publishing company, and I'm helping other authors publish their stuff, and so many other things. 24 books published, 25 is on the deck. Uh, and so many other things that I can't even come to think about that wasn't nobody looking at me where I was at that moment that knew. The few people, about 3, maybe 3, 4 people knew what I was going through. None of them could even imagine where I'm at now. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't give up. Believe. Believe. And if you're struggling, just say, help my belief, help my unbelief. I'm telling you that you just got to believe enough to move. And I want to help you. Now, there are some people that may want to work with me in a one-on-one capacity. Come on. But everybody can participate in being a member. On that note, look, I'm going to get out of here because I could sit here and I could talk to you. It ain't about ease. It ain't about ease. It's about, I'm not going to fold. I am not going to fold. If I'm still breathing, I'm still in the fight. I'm not going to fold. You can't make me quit. Come find out what can happen when you're willing to go the distance. On that note, look, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. I live my life on full every day so that when I leave this place, I die on E. That's my challenge to you. I'm out.